Obviously, the king was, vexed sooner, wroth, angry, and somebody's there pouring fire, pouring fire, pouring fire. Hmm. Hello, guys. Welcome back again to my channel. My name is damilolamikebamiloye. If this is your first time here, you're welcome. I talk about lessons from my life, from books, from movies, and I also share about lessons from time to time. So today, I am going to bring you a review and recap of episode 3 and 4 of Mother-in-Law. If you haven't checked out my first video, please go up there. I am going to link it. And my old subscriber, I won't greet my old subscribers before getting into the video, okay? That is not possible. So you guys, you're welcome. Thank you guys for always being here and clicking and watching and supporting me. I appreciate that a lot. So for Mother-in-Law, right? This time around, they're taking us through the journey of a couple, sorry, like through their younger years. And remember that in the first episodes 1 and 2, Mommy Gloria had already sent people. She was a marriage counselor and she had sent people out in anger, and she hadn't been able to contact them. So in this video, our mentor had maybe come to preach somewhere close and had come to visit them, and then somebody was going to come see this mentor at their place, and eventually ended up being those people she had sent out. Guys, the world is small. Hey, the world is very small. So I'd sent out. So she was not like, wow, these people. They were like, yeah, they know them. I think maybe they were even siblings or something. I don't know, cousins, something like that. So those ones now. So the mentor now narrated how they helped these guys, navigate their marriage problem, and now we're now talking about their own issues when they first got married. So the woman didn't have a baby. She wasn't getting pregnant, and the mother of the husband was like, hey, your wife is not getting pregnant, or we need to help you out, or I don't want you to have issues. Like, it took a while for me to have you, and I think maybe because the son is the only son, Akin is the only son, she didn't want any problems. So she eventually invited Akin to the village, talked to Akin about it. Akin didn't tell his wife anything, kept quiet, did not tell her, said, and I get that. I'll just be saying my lessons as I'm saying these things. So I get that sometimes you're trying to protect your loved one, from something that somebody has said. So you're like, okay, I don't want to tell them this because you don't know how they would react. So you don't want to tell them that. But it also leaves room for where you're not keeping secrets and trying to cover up and cover up and cover up. Because when he was going to go to the village that day, the wife actually suggested that, can I go with you? He said no, he will just rush in and come back home, like breathe in and breathe out, like, because the village was in Ibadan and maybe they were living in Lagos. You could just go and come back. But I ended up sleeping over that day and actually now sleeping with that girl that mama wanted him to sleep with. And that's how the girl got pregnant. Voila. He now had another friend that was now constantly, so he had spoken to his friend and was like, he doesn't know what to do. Mama has said this, and the friend was like, yeah, he thinks mama is right, he should follow what mama is saying. So my guy now, still dilly-dallying, but because obviously this friend has already sown a seed again, company, who are you guys keeping? And reminds me of the book of Esther, and Memocan that spoke to King Xerxes when Vashti, did what she did and she didn't come to the king. And it's like, yeah, we have to discipline Vashti, because if we don't discipline her, all the women will take an example, blah 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 blah. Obviously, the king was, vexed sooner, wroth, angry, and somebody's there pouring fire, pouring fire, pouring fire. So even if he did not want to go in that direction before, Memocan was already like, I'ma show you. Like, we are going to fuel this anger. We're going to push it so that you will do it. So that is it again. That's what that friend kind of played in his life, where instead of him to counsel him in the right direction, he was not telling him to go and do that thing. Instead of him to call him to that, like, you better talk to your wife. This direction you're about to go is not good. And this brother was a so-called Christian. That's how my guy Akin went to go and, obviously didn't tell his wife. Obviously didn't have good counsel. Followed that path. So this lady, he didn't tell her anything still after this girl got pregnant. He didn't say anything. So the wife one day asked him that, you're going to Oyo frequently, what's going on? He was like, no, he's just going to go and see his mother, she's sick. The girl now broke down. I thought it was a lie, but it's true. She's pregnant for you. She started crying. She started crying. She left the house. So they got separated for a while. Then now he went back to God and then said, God, my marriage, please help me. I really love my wife, things like that. And then pastors, they shall involve the pastor now. Pastors not like that. The wife has to go back, she has to pray and things like that. Guys, I don't know. I was just like, oh my god, I feel so bad for them because number one, all these things that, and it's so hard when you want to protect somebody, but like sometimes you just have to tell the person because you need to know that you're with this person. This person needs to believe that you won't keep a secret from them. So I feel like if he had told his wife earlier, these things that happen will not have happened. So that's number one. Number two, you need to know who is counseling you. And then when things are beyond you, maybe open up to somebody who's more experienced in these things. I don't even know if that his friend is married, or has not even apart from even being married. Like I don't think his friend has sense. When you that compare the advice you are getting to what the word of God is saying, it does it tally. So eventually, by the grace of God, the wife had it in her to forgive, and she came back home. So in some cases, some people can't deal with that anymore, and they're like, they can't get it out of their system. You get. So eventually, the girl got pregnant. The wife got pregnant. He forgave Mama, and she delivered her own baby. And the other baby, I don't know what happened to her. She had issues. I know they brought in Sarah, like fight for your home and things like that. I also want to say that sometimes we need to understand that people are human and those things are hard. So we need to help them to walk through those kind of process, when we're bringing them back to restoration. You can't just be like, no, God hates divorce. You have to go back, things like that. And you don't acknowledge the feelings of the person. You do not let them, walk them through it realistically. You just make them look like we're sinner if you're ever considering this, kind of thing. Not everybody has that grace immediately. So I was like, for her to really forgive and come back, man, that's some level. So I just want to say that please don't keep things from your spouse or your significant other as much as you can. Apart from surprises, if you just want to shock them with a beautiful car, beautiful house, you can do what you want to do. But all those little things that you will cause you to break the covenant, you shouldn't do that. So that's what that scene has been about so far. Anyways, if you guys are watching it, let me know what are you guys thinking about the series so far and what has it been speaking to you. Please check out the series on damilolamikebamiloye's channel, and I will see you guys in my next video. Peace out. Bye.